Greetings. I'd like to purchase your Moe's Southwest Grill building in Ellijay, Georgia. I found it on Crexy.com. I was looking at different listings. This one came up because it's a newer building. It's a sharp looking building, and I love how it's feeding into the Walmart parking lot. You've got Lowe's a couple doors over, and traffic comes off the main road and flows through here by a bunch of other big brands that are doing good business. I studied the business that's happening in a lot of the shops in this area, and when that much business is happening in those brands, I can data and model out what shops belong next to those and how much business they can do and how much rent I can charge shops to go into this location and reuse this building going forward. I'm a data guy. I like studying the data of comings and goings of these kinds of restaurants, these kinds of QSRs. I love a lot of the neighbors that are there. There's a bunch of good neighbors and they're doing really good business. And it's sad to see this one go out of business and move on, but it opens the opportunity for me to put a new tenant into there. So what I would like to do is I would like to purchase your building. I'm asking for some time to purchase a building and talk to the tenants that I know that I've worked with that, looking at the data, I believe go into this shop. I would like to offer them to change the colors and change what they need to change to make it their brand and their setup going forward. When I get one of those brands to agree with me by showing them the numbers, showing them the data, and grabbing them by the ear, dragging them over here to take a look at it, I would like to buy the property from you as fast as I can, close it, and go work with them on the terms and details to make it happen. In this offer, I'm sending proof of funds to be able to pay for it. This video, a little bit more about me, and I'm asking for some time in the offer that's included to work on this building. A little bit more about me. Please feel free to look me up in social media, lots of different places on the internet, Luke Smith or ruralvacantland.com. I've done lots of deals along the way. I started out with $500 desert squares. I started buying land in the middle of nowhere and selling it on the internet. I sold them on eBay, I sold them on Craigslist, I sold them on YouTube, I sold them on a bunch of different websites, posting ads all over the place and selling properties. I sold them on terms, I sold them for cash. I started buying $1,000 properties and selling them for more, and buying $2,000 properties and selling them for more, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, $500,000 and up kinds of properties. I got lots of those properties by making cash offers to people to buy the properties at good prices and then add lots of marketing and go sell those properties for more. Somewhere along the way, I started getting portfolios of properties, and some of the properties were not what I was targeting and not really what I was going after. There was something like the property that your Moe's is built on, a high traffic retail property, a property where a business goes, a place that's much more economic to build something like a QSR, quick service restaurant, a fast food kinds of place, than build a house. And the zoning is set up for it too. I knew they were worth more if I could figure out who the tenant was that should operate that shop. I tried to sell lots of that land with no tenant, and it was really hard to sell it, but I started working on who the tenant is, who can pay rent, who can do business there, who is it, who's the best fit, and reaching out to them and targeting them and asking them and showing them and spending a lot of time and energy on that. I started finding tenants for these different properties, and they started to click, and the light bulbs started going off that these are beautiful properties. And over time, I started targeting these kinds of properties, and then some with buildings, and moved on from there. When they have the building already there, it can be faster to get the tenant in there and resurface it and make it into their brand and take it from there, faster than the land. And so I've got a lot of history of doing land trades. You can look me up in the county records, and not every county, but lots of counties across the country, pretty almost every state except for Rhode Island and Alaska and maybe North Dakota. I did a couple deals in North Dakota, but not very many. But lots of deals in Georgia, for example, and all the rest of the states. You can look me up and you can see history of people saying, thank you, thanks for buying the property from me. Luke, thank you for selling the property to me. Luke, thank you for this and thank you for that. There's a couple negative ones in there too, but 100 times more positive ones. And if there's no negative ones, the person's not really doing business, right? That's my story. That's a little bit more about who I am and why I'm asking for some time to purchase your building and make it happen. I would like some time to talk to the tenants that I know and work with and get them in here, get them to look at it. I'll be in this neighborhood towards the end of June, the last week of June, first week or two of July. I'll be within driving distance of this property. Hopefully we get everything lined up before then and I can meet tenants there and get tours and things as well. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope to hear back from you soon about this offer. I can't wait to get started on this building and getting the right tenants in here to make it happen. Thank you. Bye.